Well, right now, I think the chicken has come home to roost. And the chicken I'm talking about is judiciary. And part of what we are talking about today is that there's a laser focus in the judiciary. And because they began away with all these atrocities over the years, we are victims of judicial rascality from the university days where judges would just make pronouncements as they like. Judges were the ones who have stunted the Nigerian democracy. Judges were the ones who made the pronouncement on 12th to 3rd in 1979 or 1979.
79, yeah.
Thereby robbing Nigeria of some of the best democratic transitions. Judges were the ones who prevented transfer of power to civilian rulers in the best elections in 1993. Yes, judges in 2007 ruled that you don't need serial numbers on ballot papers. Even the man who was then awarded that election, came and said he's sorry and wanted to reform the judicial process. Judges are the ones who send innocent people to jail while they keep the criminals in power. Judges are the ones who have issued all kinds of pronouncements, injunctions to make it impossible for this country to make progress. And I'm happy, in my own experience, 30 years later, that judges are coming to justice. Yes.
All right, there's a case on the Kano Judiciary,
yes,
whereby the judgment was given from what was delivered on paper.
This is part of what we are talking about.
What do you make of that?
Well, it is part of the manipulation of justice. What must have happened is that, and this is what I have experienced both as a victim of the judiciary and as a reporter, in every situation, when you go to the judiciary in Nigerian court, you need two sets of lawyers. The ones that know the judge and the one that knows a little bit of law. The ones that know the judge are the ones who get you justice, quote and unquote. And what they do is that, in most cases, and this is well known, they will ask each of the sides to write judgments for them and then ask for money. The ones that pays the highest will have his judgments read. And I think what happened in Kano is that they decided among themselves that the judgment was going to be in favor of the NNPP guy. But if you look at the Kano case, that's one heck of a case in which we are punishing voters for INEC's irresponsibility, cancelling all these votes. So they must have read and decided that, look, we should do justice. And in between, some water must have passed under their bridge. And they decided to read the different judgments. So, as luck we have it, when a CTC was required, they found out in their CTC that the judgment they read is different from the one they wrote. That's what happened in Kano. And I don't see how anybody can cure that. Because the CTC is the authentic documentation obtained from the court of law. That's the certified true copy. So whatever that CTC says is what we stand by as society. But I'm glad it happened. It's just that they overplayed their hands. And you can see now, for the first time in this country, the judiciary is on their back here. Everywhere they go, they are ridiculed. They can't go to church. They can't walk on the streets. Judges that are not supposed to be seen or heard have been seen too much. We have reached a level now that it has become see-finish. That's what has happened. And that's why what part of what we are here to discuss today.
But when the Chief Justice of Nigeria said that we would not be overwhelmed by public sentiment,
that the emotion is
amidst all this tension of injustice,
yes.
How does it run in your blood?
If the Chief Justice of Nigeria is saying that they will not be overwhelmed, he's telling you that they're already overwhelmed. Because typically justices don't make those kind of pronouncements. That's a very defensive position to be at. That means he's responding to some kind of pressure, an overwhelming pressure already. That the judiciary is not what people expect. You see, there's a difference between law and justice. What they are doing is using law to deny the Nigerian people of justice. So all these technicalities that you are seeing up and down, they are all planned. I sit in courts every day. In Abuja, I have over 13 cases. And it's part of how the judges are subverting justice. They will connive with lawyers, certain lawyers, to have you in court without serving you notice of someone. A judgment was obtained against me by an SAN. Used to live from Loreba 2 weeks ago. The judge was just raking inside the court that I refused to show up. I was not aware that I was sued. Yes, I was in detention at the DSS. You know my location. Why can't you pass the summons? If they pass the summons to me, I will appear. I'm not afraid of any one of them. But they didn't want me to appear because they know I will come and plead justification. Yes, they know that I will come to court. I even go to court for cases that don't concern me. So I have 3 criminal cases in Abuja. I have 13 or more civil cases relating to my work as a journalist. Okay. But most of those cases, I never knew when they filed them. I had to go and look for them within their own search system. Even now, we still haven't found some of them because they don't want justice. They want to ambush you. Yes. So he wants to be happy that yes, I got judgment against. How can you get judgment? A senior lawyer. Do you know what he claims? That he has been serving me, has been sending me summons on Twitter. Is Twitter one of the legitimate places to serve a person a summons? When the person's house and location, the man even saw me in court and greeted me.
How do you concern? How do you feel you can make out of it?
It's not about making. Nigerians must decide if they want to continue like this.
Can you sum it like with its own with mine? Yeah. As Nigerian,
yeah.
I begin to feel somehow ashamed that a case that did not take a United States of American court more than 2 weeks to decide that would take Nigeria 5 years to decide took the United States of American court just 2 weeks. Yet judgment came to Nigeria and Nigerians are behaving like all is well. How does this?
That's why I'm telling you, I'm a victim. I know these things very well. So I also went through the judicial system in the US, having lived there for 20 years. In fact, I have filed against me from Nigeria, or from people using lawyers in the US. They filed cases against me for libel. They are resolved very quickly. In fact, one pastor sued me for libel. The judge gave me $7,000 as damages against him. A big pastor. The Minister of Fire, the guy who has the fire ministry along with
MFM.
Yes, MFM. That's why you can get justice. That's what is called justice. Because the local justice is supposed to be blind. When she went there and they said, I'm a pastor in Nigeria, I have this number of followers. The judge doesn't care. He doesn't want to know. The justice system in the US is taking a former US president through about 4 cases. In one of the cases, the judge said, I will jail you, nothing will happen. Yes. There's no Nigerian former president that has ever been summoned. Even when they were summoned by a two-players reporter panel, they refused to show up. They are above the law. So you cannot have a country in which some people are above the law and some are beneath the law. And expect that the society will be an orderly society.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.